Tēnā koutou te whānau o Auckland Unitarian. Tēnā koutou nā manahiri, no mai, hire mai ki tēnei hui, tēnā koutou, tēnā tatou, te toa.
Kia ora.
Kia ora.
Thank you. Welcome home. How do we make this tender place wider? How do we stretch into a bolder welcome, a radical generosity of heart? Can we imagine ourselves the stewards and ushers, not only into this space, but into our circle of belonging? Can we commit and recommit to being accountable to one another as an anti-racist, anti-oppressive community that centers marginalized voices, that listens to those, especially when what they are saying is hard to hear? Can we be willing to change? When we break our agreements with one another, can we offer amends? Can we be humble and generous? There is grace enough here. There is in this place the possibility of healing, of repair, of making things right within ourselves, between us, and with the wider world. There is in this place possibility. Welcome home. Now come, let us worship together. May just seeing each other's faces this morning give us shelter. May this Zoom community break through our loneliness. And may we feel the embrace of a larger spirit of life and love. This morning, there is much to light our chalice, our virtual chalice lighting for. This morning, there were just under 7 million people worldwide who are suffering or have suffered from coronavirus. We just passed 400,000 worldwide who have died. And then we have what has been happening in America to remind us that actually racism is everywhere and an incredibly destructive part of our society. So this morning, if you've got a candle or a chalice, let's light it. We light this chalice in memory of the courage of those who have struggled for freedom. The persistence of those who struggle for justice, and the love of those who've built beloved communities to carry on the light of hope. My opening words are an explanation of one of the hymns in Singing the Living Tradition, hymn number 149. And the song is Lift Every Voice and Sing. And since most Unitarians these days tend to be white, we're not necessarily aware of the context of that song or realize what it means to the Black community. So I have this YouTube clipping that will tell you more about it. And at the end of the service, our postlude will be a beautiful rendition of this hymn. If we were in the situation of going to level 1 as a country this coming week, which has major implications for our community. I would be doing my musings on these subjects, but I couldn't leave those issues unremarked on, for they are on people's minds around the world. Even here in New Zealand, we've had a number of protest marches, not only in response to the American situation, but to challenge ourselves on issues of racism that still are prominent. But we are going into level 1. And from what I can see, the new requirements are pretty limited. Basically, we just have to have some way for contact tracing. We have to have a lot of hand sanitizer around the church. And that's about it. So as a result, it's an easy call in terms of our renters. They'll be required to have a contact app, a contact app, tracing app, and to use the hand sanitizers, but there'll be a high degree of trust that they're following through on that. So starting next Monday, I will be letting our renters and any of our small groups can choose to use the church. But that creates issues for us as a congregation, because just look at the list, or your gallery view. We've got people from all over the world here today. Our congregation has grown in amazing ways. And to leave you all hanging is a concern. And because that's the last thing I really want to do. But it's going to take some creative thinking. I also don't know how many people who are here in Auckland and normally would have attended our services will feel safe yet in doing so. So basically what we're going to break you into groups. And Paul, I meant to mention this earlier. Can we make it 5? Okay. We're going to break you into small groups to basically discuss that. I'd like to, share with each other whether or not, if you're here in Auckland, whether you are ready and eager to come back to the building. Talk about how we might go about including our Zoom visitors from around the globe. For instance, maybe we have to have more than one service on Sunday. I'm not sure what the answer to that is. So I would like you to discuss how all of this impacts you, what your recommendations would be, so that I can kind of take them on board. Know for next week, we will still have a Zoom gathering. It's after that we'll be looking at what we might be doing differently. We just need a little bit of time to make sure everything's in order before we actually open the building for a worship service. So, Paul, I can give you about 20 minutes. When you come back, I'd like to hear from your groups about some of the things you're suggesting. So it's time for extinguishing the flame of the chalice, I mean. And so say with me, most of you know the words. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. My closing words, we shall overcome. When we can truly celebrate the diversity of contributions and talents offered by all people, we shall overcome hatred and prejudice and oppression. When we can truly extend our hands to one another in loving acceptance, we shall overcome the past that haunts us now. Living in peace and freedom, we shall overcome the wrongs that happen and the debts left unpaid. Let us join together in that commitment to overcome. Let us say together, Amen. Amen.
Amen.